What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army. Finally, looking at this guy. A lot of people are like, "Ah, we want to know your thoughts on this." I wasn't planning on doing a full review because, I mean, it's been out for a while. I'm sure you guys have seen every other YouTuber's review on this, and maybe even probably own it. I hope you own it. I hope you own it. But yeah, I was. Long story short, I pre-ordered mine in BBTS, and the Black Lion was released before the arm and leg lions, so I left it in pile of loot, and while I left it in pile of loot, I found it in the store. Then I bought it in the store, brought it home, only had the Black Lion. Then I saw the lions in the store, didn't want to order them from BBTS anymore because they were in the store, but then I did order them on BBTS. I didn't get them yet, so boom, I was waiting on the yellow lion, and if you guys are checking out my Facebook, I found it. Found a yellow lion finally. But let's start from the bottom here. You ever see like that drawing? Maybe I'll put it there in the corner. This is so reminiscent of that drawing, except I can't fit it. I can't get the right kind of perspective as the thing because of the camera being so close to it. But you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I did the thing with the arm, because that's how his red arm is supposed to be. His red arm, his right arm, is supposed to be turned this way as they do in the line art. All right, and I can't think of his name right now, but somebody did point out through Facebook the reason, and I mentioned this on the review of the Soul of Chogokin, why the red and blue line have the circles instead of the little slots like the toy. Like the slots like right here. I mean, technically it's like right here, but I guess, I don't know, whatever. It's supposed to have these slots like on the top and bottom on the yellow lion, and on the green, actually you can't see that, right here, these slots, and then the red lion didn't have it. That's actually part of the cartoon. All these years growing up, never noticed that. I mean, I noticed it in the drawings. I just figured it was just like a thing with the drawings. But that's why. That's why. So I thought they were copying off the Soul of Chogokin, but they're not. They're actually going according to what's seen on the screen, which, thank you, Playmates. Thank you, whoever was behind this. Was definitely a Voltron fan, because they didn't like go crazy on this and start making it like stupid. They kept it real. Do people still say that? Keeping it real. But yeah, I guess whatever. That's the closest thing I could say is they kept it real, you know, authentic, which I like. I think if I have to nitpick about this toy, it's these little tails. I wish they could just go in all the way, or just the little tip just point. But I get it. I get it. It's a toy. By the way, that's what makes this thing awesome, is that it's a freaking toy and you can give it to a kid. It's, first of all, it's 16 inches tall. That's why I can't even fit it in here. It's just so gigantic. If you have the Ultimetal Prime, the Optimus Prime, they're identical in height, like super identical in height. Do I have a large robot? Oh, well, all right. How about this? Since I always compare to MP10, since most people own it, I'm going to put the MP10 right next to him. You can see like his head just peeping out there. But look at the size of Voltron compared to MP10. This is not the Voyager size MP10. This is the MP10, the Hasbro one. Yeah, so this thing towers over pretty much anything that I own here. Can't think of anything I have that's taller than this, except jumbos. But anyway, what I love about this is the fact that it's a toy. You can give this to a kid, and it's the type of plastic that they're not going to break. I'd be very highly surprised if a kid is able to break this. Now, the only thing, and I think I mentioned it during the Black Lion review, or not even really review, but I guess it was, is I guess because of the plastics they got to use, you can't really paint these plastics. They're kind of soft. I guess you can, but they would, I'm sure, would flake off. But you notice the hard plastics are painted silver. I was hoping the legs and whatever would be painted silver, but I did point out that at some point it's just going to get scratched and look ugly. So I understand. There's a lot of play wear that's going to happen, especially right here on the legs, if they were to paint it. But they did a great job. I'm going to say right off the bat, this is, besides the Soul of Chogokin, my favorite Voltron figure that I own. I can't think of any other Voltron figure that I love as much as this. We're not going to count the vintage, because that's you know, that's ground zero for the whole Voltron collection. But anything past that, yeah, Soul of Chogokin is definitely the best all around. And not counting, I can't even count the vintage of this. because you can't really, I mean, even as kids we played with it, but it's kind of like one of those toys that, like, the ears break, maybe the legs break, you're missing the tails. This is like one of the only ones that you're really not going to have anything lost if you give it to a kid and then, you know, unbox it or take it out of the box, toy box, years down the road. I'm sure you guys know what the hell I'm talking about, because I'm just blabbing. But yeah, I mean, it did a great job. I mean, if you've put one of these together, the vintage ones, you can definitely transform this. It's very similar. What I like is that the folding in of the front legs of the Black Lion is not as tricky as it's ever been on all these other figures that the paws have to be like a certain angle. No, you just lay them in, boom, slap the flap shut, and you're done. And as far as removing legs and everything, there's like buttons, you know. There's buttons that you press to remove the leg. Also, what I like is the way they worked in the button for the arm lions, which is right here. It's a straight up button right on the chest. I like what they did with the chest there, by the way. I'm just in love with this thing. And, of course, ratchets. And I'll show you the connection points. It's pretty much just like a little pee-pee comes out on the red and green lion. And they made it hollow, I guess, so it can flex, but I doubt you're going to break. If you break this, please show me how you, or tell me how you did it, because it's just, I don't think it's going to happen, which is nice. Anyway, this just showing out the ratchets. Now here's one thing that sorry, my phone is ringing. That I don't know. I'm going to have to check. But the arms, they don't ratchet like they. This is how they move. This thing moves. Can please someone tell me, because they're not moving? Maybe there's something I'm missing here. A button. Unfortunately, I threw away the instructions. I figured I can build this on my own and not have to refer to manuals. And they were cheesy little black and white manuals anyway. But if anybody has any idea why, or if that's really the case, that's probably, aside from the little things, not even aside, these things don't bother me as much as this not being able to move independently. So either they're just brand new, I haven't played with this, but please someone tell me, since I threw the manuals away. I'm not going to sit and watch other people's reviews. Don't have time for that. Barely have time to make my own. But I got to say, awesome. And I do want to show you, since there are batteries in here, the switch. I love that. Now the voices, they almost sound like they're re-recorded, not taken from the show. It sounds like they just re-recorded them with the same people, just they sounded a little rough. But let's show you. Obviously they got the button.
Talk to me. Are you hurt? No, I can handle it.
It almost sounds re-recorded with the same people, just like a little older. But check this out. So
come on, team.
Oops. Anyway, yeah.
Ready to form Voltron. Activate interlocks. Dynatherms connected. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Form feet and legs. Form arms and body. And I'll form the head. Go Voltron. Form blazing sword.
Alright guys, I didn't realize it was going to be that long.
Voltron. Activate interlock.
Oh my god. Let's shut up. Sorry about that guys. I didn't think it was going to go on that long and start repeating, because I probably hit a button I'm not supposed to. But that's really cool that they did that, and I'm sorry about the crappy combination sequence there. I just, again, didn't realize it was going to go for so long. Alright, so yeah. So first of all, please, if you like Voltron, do yourself a favor, get this thing, because it's one of the cheapest figures. If you're buying third-party toys, you know those little 9-inch figures, 8-inch figures, pretty much the price of this. Probably $120 all in, and you know, especially if you get a sale price at some point, if these things don't fly off the shelves, which they kind of are, kind of hard to find. You will see them, but you're always missing like that one lion. So maybe they'll do a gift set. Who knows? But real quick before I end this video, guys, the sword. The sword seems like it's probably the exact size as the normal size Chogokin, Gokin, whatever you want to call it. The vintage one. Pretty much the same size, I think. Yeah, pretty much. Almost even looks identical. Except, you know, the other one has that thing around it. Anyway, the shield. Where did I leave the shield here? And the shield is probably just a little bit bigger. Maybe same size. You can see with my hand it's probably about the same size. But it doesn't look weird. Maybe the blazing sword you know, yeah, it looks a little bit small. Whatever, I'm not using it with that. I just like looking at this figure. Guys, again, if you want one of these, you can click the link in the description below to grab yourself one of these things. You can get all 4 lions at the same time so that you don't have to fish for all of them. Fish or hunt? Whatever word you want to use for that. You don't have to hunt them down separately. You get them in one shot. $4 shipping from BBTS. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Again, this is not a full review. Otherwise, I'd go into much more detail and do a lot more research. But it's just my thoughts on it. This is an absolute awesome figure. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I love the light up feature on the chest and everything. If you guys saw that when I was talking. Yeah, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, guys. And stay tuned. I am working on Combattler. I didn't forget about Combattler DX. It's just a lot of stuff to go over on that. But stay tuned. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Drive Through. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.